Hello everybody, Chris Hale here with another Profit Squirrel vlog. How are you all doing? I hope you're all doing fantastically well. In today's video, what I wanted to do was quickly go over exactly what a lay bet is. I'm making this video because recently our support chat has had a few questions where people are asking, hang on a minute, I've backed a team here with a bookmaker, I get that, and if they win, I understand that I win there. But what happens if they draw? Or what happens if they lose? And this question, I think, basically is telling me that people are maybe not fully understanding exactly what a lay bet is and how it actually fully counteracts the back bet that we make with the bookmaker. So that's what I wanted to explain here. So a lay bet is basically something that we do in the betting exchange. It allows us as match bettors to kind of take the role of the bookmaker and do what we call sell odds. And what this does is it actually counters all of the outcomes that could possibly happen at the bookmaker, and it covers all of the other outcomes. So let's take a look at it. It's probably a little bit easier to see with an example actually in a betting exchange. So let's load up Betfair here, and if you've done any sort of match betting already, then this will be a familiar site to you. And if this is completely new to you, then that's okay as well. Either way, you'll have seen in the tutorials previously that the lay odds are the ones in pink. And these are the ones that we deal with typically on exchanges. You'll remember that we back with the bookmaker and then we have to go and lay the bet, which is the opposite with the betting exchange. Now let's take this first game, for example, Bolton versus West Brom. What is actually happening here with the lay odds is we're basically saying that we are betting against that given outcome. So this first one here, it says 1x2. So the 1 stands for team 1 winning, which in this case is Bolton. The X stands for a draw, and 2 stands for West Brom winning, the second team. So take this example, say in the bookmaker, we've found a good match, we've used the odds matcher, we've found a really good match, and it says, yeah, okay, let's use this game here. We've gone ahead and we've backed Bolton with the bookmaker. That is covering the outcome if Bolton win. The lay bet here, this one here, the pink one, 5.2, that is covering the outcome if they do not win, which is basically saying that it covers them drawing or it covers them losing. Because in football, there's only 3 possible outcomes really, a win, a loss, or a draw. You can, of course, have the game rained off or cancelled, but if that happens, then both your bet with the bookmaker and the betting exchange will be cancelled. So the whole bet is void anyway. That's probably a 4th outcome that rarely happens, but if that does happen, you'll be covered anyway, so it's all good. So we have a win, loss, and a draw. We've covered the possibility of a win happening with the bookmaker bet, the back bet, and we can lay here at the betting exchange to cover the possibility of the draw or the loss. So if I click this one here, 5.2, and I went ahead and I placed the amount, the stake that my calculator told me to, I would have happily covered all of the outcomes. And that's basically exactly what we're doing with match betting, covering all of the possible outcomes to guarantee what happens, to guarantee that we get the result that we want. This is exactly the same with horse racing offers or any other sport. It doesn't have to be football. The lay is basically always just saying, and everything else. That's a great way to think of it. So say it's a horse race at the bookmaker, we bet that this horse will win or that they will place, and then we lay that horse, and that's sort of saying, and everything else, basically. And that's a really nice way to think of it. So that's it really. That's all you really need to know about lay bets. And of course, as I've shown you here, they're in pink in Betfair. In Smarkets, as I've mentioned before, they're the blue ones here. The green ones here, the other odds, the blue, the green here, basically on the left-hand side, those give you the option to back in the betting exchange. So those are another option, but you actually don't need to worry about those because what we're going to be doing is backing in bookmaker accounts, and we're not actually going to be backing in the betting exchange. So cover that side off. That left-hand side, you don't need to worry about that for now. Just look at the lay odds on the right-hand side. And of course, the odds matcher, which will probably look familiar to you as well. On the right-hand side, you'll see this column here says lay, and these are all the lay odds. So these are what you can expect to see in the betting exchange. The betting exchange that is of course mentioned here, Betfair, Matchbook, or whatever is relevant to your offer to finding a good match. Another concept that's closely related to lay odds is the liability in the betting exchange. That is probably just the one other factor that you need to take into consideration when you're using a betting exchange. I've done a video on that in the past, and you'll see a link to that at the end of this video if you want to go and check that out. So I really hope that makes things a bit clearer for you. Remember, with match betting, what we're trying to do is cover all of the possible outcomes that can happen in the event to leave us with a profit regardless. That's what we want to be doing, and that is what we do with a back and a lay. Any questions or comments, drop them below. I love to read them. Hit like on this video if you've enjoyed it, and of course, subscribe to Profit Squirrel for the latest in free match betting content and guides to making money online. I've been Chris Hale. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you all in another video very, very soon.